Hey folks, how's it going? This is Seagull here, and welcome back to another My Sims 4 wishlist video. So this one is going to focus on something that I think should have already been in the game at this point, and that's laptops. Like, seriously, we're 3.5 years into The Sims 4, and we still don't have something as basic as laptops. I mean, sure, yeah, phones are super relevant now, but that doesn't mean laptops are irrelevant, so I think they really should be added back into the game. At least with newspapers and landlines, this kind of makes sense because, yeah, not nearly as many people have landlines, or if they do, don't really use them as much as their own cell phones. And newspapers, well, print journalism, yeah, it's definitely less relevant now because of online journalism. But with laptops, I mean, I even have one beside me right now, and lots of people still have laptops, so I don't think that they should be left out of The Sims from here on out. And what's really great about laptops is that they can be taken in your Sims inventory so that wherever you go, you don't have to depend on that location having computers set up somewhere for you. You can just take a laptop out of your inventory and then you have the full functionality of a computer except on the go. Though I think it would be kind of funny if they brought back laptops in The Sims 4 that you wouldn't be able to use any online related functions while deep in the woods in Granite Falls or in the jungle in Salvadorada because, well, there logically would not be any Wi-Fi out there unless you made it up that your sim has one of those Wi-Fi hotspots with them at all times. And with The Sims 4, we actually already got the tablets in the base game, although there is a bit of an annoying problem with them because whenever your sim is done using them, then they just leave them anywhere instead of putting them back into their inventory. So I think whenever laptops do end up being brought back, they really need to make it so that both laptops and tablets aren't just like left anywhere, and that when the sim is done using them, put them back into their inventories. They don't forget about them. And there's one thing that I think should be fixed from The Sims 3 too, because when I was getting the footage for this video, it was really annoying me how whenever I queue up multiple interactions with the laptop, my sim would close the laptop and turn it off, and then open it up again to do the next task, like you just saw right there. So hopefully with Sims 4's multitasking system, that will not be a thing. And in terms of features, I think it should have all of the same options that the normal PCs have. But there's one new feature that I think could be introduced to both, which is the return of the Tabcast. You may remember that from the tablet premium content item from the Sims 3 store, where you could have your Sims listen to a podcast that would build a skill by one once they're done listening to it. Although I did find in The Sims 3 it could be very easily abused, so maybe certain skills, maybe ones that are more hands-on like archaeology, maybe ones like those should not be included as part of the Tabcast if they return to The Sims 4, but maybe certain ones like cooking, maybe even gardening, because, yeah, it could be like a way to start learning them. Or, yeah, maybe even the Tabcast could have a limit. Like, don't be able to build a skill all the way to level 10 just by listening to these podcasts. It would just be, like, to level 5 or halfway. So that could be another way of them doing it without making it too cheaty. And I think this goes without saying, but these would also be added to the tablet, or the slablet as it's called in The Sims 4. And maybe another feature that they could introduce with laptops is the ability to stream movies and music. So if you have Movie Hangout stuff installed, you could stream the movies on your laptop or PC or tablet. But even if you don't have Movie Hangout stuff, you could still stream the normal TV channels, and maybe it could all be on some sort of parody of Netflix, like SimFlix or something like that. I don't know. Something that fits in with the Sims universe. But of course that has to cost a certain amount of simoleons, probably per week, since, well, we don't really have proper years or months. but maybe it could be something on a weekly basis of 1 to 200 simoleons. With the music though, I'm not entirely sure if that should be limited to a streaming service or if it is something that you could get for free, but I think I am leaning towards a streaming service too, because yeah, lots of people love using services like Spotify to stream their music instead of just straight off listening to music from iTunes or Windows Media Player the old-fashioned way like I still do. And I guess theoretically, having your Sims pay to stream music would be like replacing the cost of having a stereo in your Sims room. And one feature that I think would be really hilarious, I'm surprised they didn't do this in Cats and Dogs, is that with the computers, cats could occasionally walk across the keyboard and completely mess up what your Sim is doing, and they just get kind of frustrated but begrudgingly pet the cat and then the cat jumps off. I think it's like a realistic touch. I've seen pictures of people's cats in real life do that, so yeah, that'd be a nice realistic touch that would also add a lot of humor to the game. I think it could also be really interesting if they incorporated a way of cloud computing into it. Like, maybe you could store pictures online instead of just having all of those pictures in your inventory. That could be a really interesting way of saving space and be a way of passing down photos from generation to generation. I really like that aspect of the video camera in The Sims 3 generations, and the video camera is something that I'd love to see back in The Sims 4 as well, but I think that deserves its own video. And there's one feature that I'd like to see return from The Sims 3 seasons, and that's online dating. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't already in The Sims 4 to begin with, but yeah, I think that is just a small feature that shouldn't be too difficult to implement. So whether we get laptops or not, I'm hoping that online dating will return at some point. And of course, to update things for modern times, there would also be an app that you could use on the tablets or the phones, which would be much like Tinder, and well, it'd probably be called Simder. There actually is a movie with movie hangout stuff of that name, so you could basically say that movie is like a long commercial for it. And oh yeah, I almost forgot to suggest the weather app, because yeah, we could check the weather forecast on the computer in previous games as well as the TVs. So I think it goes without saying that like on the TV, computer, phone, tablet, you should be able to check the weather whenever we get seasons back. And just like in real life, the weather app wouldn't necessarily always be accurate. And I think it would be nice if instead of the still images like you see here, there would be animations depending on whether it's sunny or raining or thunderstorms or snow or hail or just like intense wind or fog, just any of those sorts of weather. I think that'd be a really nice touch if they had something like that. It's kind of funny. It's like I made that super long video about seasons, but I'm still coming up with other ideas for the seasons expansion, like hot air balloons. And with how laptops should be given to us, I really think they should be in a free update. Although with how they handled the video game console in The Sims 4, they didn't give that to us in a free update. They limited it to city living, so yeah, I think realistically we should expect laptops to appear alongside a university pack. I mean, maybe they could do like a thing where they give one design of a laptop to us for free and then they give like a different design in the university pack. I think with how they gave the video game console to us in just an expansion, I think that really raises the chances of them doing the same for another beloved electronic. And with The Sims 3, even though we did have some in the base game, we did get another design for it in University Life, so it really, I don't think, would be out of the question to think that it could repeat itself. And the reason that I bring up University is because, well, it just makes sense. Like, a lot of people, including myself, have used laptops to just, like, bring them to class and take down notes, so yeah, I think it's easily the most favorable kind of pack to include a laptop in. It's just too bad that we don't have create a style or at least a color wheel in The Sims 4, because one thing we would definitely be losing in The Sims 4 with laptops is the ability to give them crazy designs. So hopefully they can come up with multiple designs and swatches for each one, maybe crazy ones, kind of like what I suggested with the hot air balloons, where you could have like a plumb bob design, a freezer bunny design, a llama design, other stuff like that, in addition to the more like plain designs. But that's pretty much it for this episode of my Sims 4 wishlist, so hope you enjoyed this one. I think this is something that really does need to be put into the game somewhat soon. Yeah, there's things that I've suggested, like the swimming skill and the hot air balloons, that I don't think need to be put in the game immediately, but maybe should at some point. But laptops, like, yeah, that should really just be an essential object to every Sims game from here on out, and I'm kind of surprised that was not the case with The Sims 4. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of the idea of having laptops return in The Sims 4. Do you agree with my opinion that they are essential objects to the series? Or could you do without them, and you're just fine with having like the computers and the phones and the tablets that we have in the game right now? And be sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you like my channel and my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with the latest content from me. I do videos on The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more, so I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!